quality is just another euphemism for mediocrity, where participation is more highly valued than achievement, where just enough to get by is the new standard of excellence. There is a small minority of people who fight back against such apathy, who struggle daily to reach new heights. These brave few are the hope for the future, the bright shining light for the next generation. They are the ones who will lead us to the places we have never dreamed of, to the undiscovered country, to reach goals only a few can even begin to imagine. Unfortunately, none of those people could be here tonight, so kick back and relax. Prepare yourself for several hours of fun, friendship, fascinating conversation, and fabulous music. All those F's, that's an alliteration and kind of a radio trick. Speaking of radio, you're listening to the most popular radio station in the history of broadcast radio, at least among stations that originate from Chris's living room. It's Curious Times. Your host is a curious listener. Here she is, Chris.
Hey everybody, welcome to Curious Times. It's Wednesday night. It's 7 days. 7 days till pot is legal in Canada. And so anyway, that means it's October the 10th. Kathleen Moore is here today. Thankfully, I had 2 in a row on Mondays and Tuesdays. Guests both cancel on me. And then I almost canceled on me tonight. And we'll spare the reasons. I already told the people off air why, so we won't trouble the people that are listening to the archived version of the show. So what else is coming up? I think I'm off tomorrow, and then Friday we have Salva. I'm waiting for my calendar to populate. I'm waiting for my calendar to populate. Okay, that's bad. October, Kathleen, and then Salva, and then nothing Saturday, Sunday either. Then Monday, Diana Monroe, and Tuesday, Lisa Nolan. So that's what's going to happen in the next little bit. I have got, let's see, I do have 630. Is that Dan or Amy, for crying out loud? And I think I'm frozen again. I'm frozen again.
It's Amy.
Oh, hi, Amy. You got out of Florida in the nick of frickin' time, huh?
Well, that hurricane didn't hit any place near where I live, but it did hit where we went on vacation, and it's really bad.
Yeah, it is bad.
But we haven't even, the East Coast hasn't even recovered from Florence.
I know. It's just been bad. And so anyway, well, I'm glad to see. I saw you for a few minutes the other night, and then poof, you were gone. So I didn't get a chance to say.
What happened the other? Yeah.
I was probably really boring, and you probably ran for your life. I think I was maybe I was buying time and playing music because someone was being late, or I can't remember. But I assume that it was not impressing you, whatever it was.
I would always stay. Day. But anyway, I don't even know which day you're talking about. But
I don't either. Kimber, Saturday night.
Kathleen and
Saturday.
It's going to be a great night.
It's going to be a great night. Okay, now I'm here. I'm back. I can scroll and everything. So thank you for popping on and saying hello. Now, for everybody who's been living under a rock and haven't heard of Kathleen Moore, the great Kathleen Moore, the rock woman. She is a psychic medium, a clairvoyant. She's a counselor, a coach, an ordained minister, or was. I don't know what the hell. I don't understand that anyways, like you are or you aren't, or your license runs out or whatever. It's not as if you have to go and pass any new tests. Like, what do? Pay another $10 and get a freaking... it's so ridiculous. Like, if a person's ordained minister once, then they should just be an ordained minister. So, anyway... There's my little ordained minister rant. She's been doing this for a multitude of years. I would say decades and then some. But she was started when she was 2, of course, right? And anyway, she does clearings as well. She does motivational speaking. She does gallery readings, and she really is amazing at picking out rocks. And she works with rocks and crystals, and she tumbles some of the most beautiful ones I've seen. And I have become the recipient of most cool piece of agate that ever was seen by my eyes, pun intended. And just a bunch of other, like, she's a crystal ball chick too, you know what I mean? She's the on the ball chick and everything. So why don't you go find out about her a little bit more by going to her website. That would be a good place to start. Go to the website at www.KathleenMoorePsychicMedium.com, and that's more with M-O-O-R-E, more, M-O-O-R-E, KathleenMoorePsychicMedium.com. You could also phone her during regular office hours at 330-554-8202, and you can email her at KathleenMooreReading@gmail.com. Check her out on Facebook, Kathleen Moore. And I don't know how. Come and find her at Curious Times. Sorry, that's another way to find her. And so let's go get Kathleen and find out what the heck's been going on with Kathleen. Hey.
Hello.
What's going on with your bad self?
Not much. Just been trying to keep up with this puppy and reading. Stuff like that. The puppy gained 8 pounds in a week.
Oh my God. I did too, and I just lost them all in 5 minutes. No, I'm just kidding.
I wish I could lose it all in that time.
Oh my God.
She's getting really big. She's growing really fast. I'm really enjoying it though, but I'm losing a little bit of weight because I'm walking so much and trying to keep up with her, and so that's
a good thing about dogs, you know what I mean? That's a good thing about dogs. Unless you have like an acre of land, you just open the back door and let them run, and that's the lazy dog owner. But yeah, it's good to it's a good excuse, right? Take the dog out. And I remember when I took my dog, I learned a certain way of leash training a dog, you know? And so I went out to a big field, and it hardly took any time because my dog was so goddamn smart. You know what I mean? It was just ridiculous how smart my dog was. And and so I remember one time I was like, I taught her like a handful of tricks in like under an hour, just hand signal tricks. You know what I mean? So that I wouldn't have to speak the command. I just would signal her by hand. And she's just so smart. I just love smart dogs. I love all dogs, even stupid dogs. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I have one that's very touched.
Touched, special needs, special needs.
You can hear her in the background now. That's the older Dane. She's a special needs American dog, is what I say. It's the equivalent of a possum and a 130-pound dog.
Oh my God. Oh my God, that's crazy. So I've been stuck with really winter since middle of September.
It's crazy. It's crazy how there's just catastrophic weather events going on around the globe.
Yeah. I mean, I shouldn't complain due to that reason, you know what I mean? I was thinking earlier today, maybe that means that things also, I remember one year that we had, and it was it confused and shocked everything because we had bad weather, and then in January, and then it started getting nice in December and January. In January, trees were budding. And then we got walloped with -30 for the rest of several months. And so them poor trees, like they died and then came back to life and shock died, rapidly. You know what I mean? Right when they were budding, and so that's not good. Well, you used to be a forestry person, so you probably know that's not a good thing for a tree. And so I'm just wondering if we're going to have one of those confused seasons now, or if we're just locked in for winter until May again,
Well, it seems that winter's lasting, a lot longer. Winter's 9 months long and everything else, Spring and summer and fall are shoved into the rest of them, and it's like you didn't even have a fall this year.
No.
You guys went straight to winter.
Yeah, we have like winter and not winter. And winter is quite a lot longer than not winter. And so it's kind of sucks, but and I don't mind it. What bothers me the most about it all is just how dark it always is. You know what I mean? Like that's what bugs me the most, and so it's kind of depressing that way.
It is hard. It's hard when it gets dark early.
Because I do enjoy the blue sky, and we are definitely spoiled with mega amounts of blue sky all the time, even through the winter. We frequently have blue sky. It's just that it's dark early, so I don't get to enjoy it as long. But so anyway, so what are we gonna? We do have nobody. Okay, we do. I don't know who the anonymous person is. So whoever the anonymous person is. Now I'm frozen again. See, like my freaking computer since this update is just messing me up. So I'm going to have to refresh my page again to keep checking the status of the call, the attendees, let's say, and see if who's there and who
I have
is.
the same problem. I did an update and my computer hasn't worked right since.
Yeah, I hate that so bad. And they're going to force me in a minute to... Oh, by the way, so like for anyone that didn't hear, I did like probably last Friday-ish or something like that, I did finally get an email from the courts. You know what I mean? I had received this jury summons, And the funniest thing is because it was funny because I'm disqualified due to a 30-year-old pot charge, and so I'm disqualified from being able to. But the hilarious thing is that jury duty was scheduled for the day after the day that they're legalizing pot.
That's crazy.
So I don't get to go because of a 30-year-old pot thing, and to add insult to injury, the day before said jury duty, pot will be legal. So that's stupid, so stupid, so stupid. But so I did finally receive a reply from them, and so now I don't know if that means that they actually go ahead and can you trust that anybody's actually doing their job? Like theoretically, they should be going and verifying. Like if somebody writes, because you have to write in and tell them that you're not eligible. You know what I mean? Like they should just not even send it to you. Is the thing? That's my beef. And so when you've received this, you have a legal obligation to reply. And if you're disqualified for any of the outlying reasons, or you're looking to avoid doing jury duty for some other legit reason, then the onus is on you to write to send the form in. And everything like that. So you assume that because a lot of people try to get out of it, right? I'm assuming that for anybody who claims that they're ineligible due to criminal conviction, that they actually go and verify that. And so if they have done that, then that answers the age-old question I've always had or wondered, which is, I wonder if they ever, because back in the day, like everything wasn't on computer, right? And so there was always this wondering in my mind, like, what happens if all these years I've been treating like myself like this criminal, because I am one. And then it turns out that like somebody never even entered me into the database by the time computers came around, if you know what I mean. Like, how many people got missed being entered into the system, right, when they went to a new computerized system? And so I did receive an email confirming that I'm not eligible and therefore don't show up. And so I'm assuming that they've basically went and verified my criminal record. That's my assumption. But maybe they're just lazy bastards and they just go, okay, this person said they have a criminal record, so let's just say they don't have to come. And so maybe I'll never get an answer. Although I do hope that Trudeau stays in power long enough to get us a blanket freaking pardon. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that would be nice. No, Mary Margaret, you should not be seeing Chris. And so there. So that's the end of that. The sad thing is I've always wished I could be on a jury. You know what I mean? Like, I just always wished I could be on a jury. It just totally sucks. Totally sucks. Plus I could have made $50 a day. I would have stretched out those deliberations. It would have been a bad check case, that should have been decided in 15 minutes, and I'd be like, nope. And like stretch it out, just live it high in the hotel for a week and get $50 a day.
Right.
That would be funny.
Well, and chances are you'll be able to do it after the 17th, but it'll probably take 5 or 6 years.
No, not unless and until a person gets a pardon.
Really?
Yeah, you have to have a pardon. I found the paper where the prosecutor sent me when that guy stole my medicine. He got 11 years for stealing gas medicine. Oh my God! You mean you had like medicine for gas, and the guy stole it, and he got 11 years? Oh my God! Wow, that's like could have just bought a bottle of Pepto-Bismol, dude.
Holy cow.
He could have just stole a bottle of Pepto-Bismol and it would have done like a $20 fine, you know what I mean?
Well, the gas medicine and the anti-diarrheals and stuff like that now, they're finding that people are snorting them. They're getting the same high that they get from meth.
No way.
Yeah. Here, in some places in Ohio, you can't buy it except by, it's behind the counter now. You have to show your license and everything for some of them, like Imodium and some of those.
That's great. So. You're kidding me. Me.
No, it's really.
Oh my God. Wow.
Some of the counties that are hit harder.
But like that's my point. Like 11 years for stealing some gas medicine.
He probably has prior. But
the point is this, There's these people that are like that. If we turn to recent events, have like defrauded the government for millions and millions and millions of dollars, getting no jail time. Yeah. But a guy steals a few pills, we give him 11 years. Yeah. Oh, that's fucking sorry about the F-bomb, but that shit makes me mad. That gets me so mad. That gets me really upset. And
it's ridiculous too that they have all these people getting away with a lot of way worse crimes.
Plus, anyways, go to federal jail like Martha Stewart, and it's like living at the Ritz or something like that. You know what I mean? Right. I mean, it's not. That's an exaggeration, but it's not all. There's people that actually pay rent in slums that have worse living conditions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so.
You think it's all who you know, and it's all. I don't know. It seems to be all who you know here.
Well, and how much money you have, hey?
Yeah.
And all that kind of garbage. It's just, and they treat like a pot smoker like second class garbage. You know what I mean? But you can go ahead and rip people, steal all of their retirement money, billions of dollars, and you're okay. You know what I'm saying? Or they call them like Ponzi schemes, and they call it this kind of crazy stuff, and it's like it's just asinine. And these poor guys are roasting away for life because they got on a 3-strike rule, got caught with a joint down in the corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just a tragic miscarriage of justice. Of course, in a privatized jail system where there's profit to be made by the jailers, then there's also schemes that go on that concoct, that are basically designed to keep them in longer once they get them, right?
Right.
Keep them in longer once they get them, and because they keep getting, they keep making their profit that way, and it's just a tragic situation. I don't even. Anyway, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about something better. Have you been watching that show?
Manifest?
Yeah.
Did
you catch up? And?
I like it. I like the writing of it. The main character, the chick, the top chick, she's about on my last nerve, so
yeah.
I want to
What? I'm not
shape
worried
her
about
eyebrows.
I'm just more worried about
but it's fascinating the way it's going.
See, I'm not watching this particular series even like looking at I'm looking at what happened, the great mystery of what happened. And now they got that one doctor that's like running blood tests on herself, and she's found some interesting markers now, and is going on a theory that all of the people who were on that plane all will have the same marker, and it's a marker that will be shown if you've been brought right to the brink of death, and then rapidly back to life, and some kind of change happens to your blood as a result of that's noticeable in a test. And so and then one of the people from the plane is now dead, and now the government swooped in and they've taken the body. Now the government's going to be doing whatever studies on that carcass. It's like I'm more interested in what, like, was it an alien thing or what? What was it? You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Or was it a wormhole? Was it a time jump?
Yeah.
I really, I like the thought process and the storyline. I think it could really, really be a, it reminds me of the show Lost.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's the one where they were all on that island or something?
Yeah, that their plane crashed, and they, the island's like in a time continuum or something like that. The ending of Lost was horrible. It's kind of like they just threw an ending out there. They didn't continue with it. Or ended it the way I would have anyways, but, I'm not in that industry where that would have ended a lot better. But it was really a fascinating show because they were stuck on this island, but it was actually a time warp that they went through.
Right.
It didn't show up on radar or anything like that. So it kind of reminds me of that type of writing. But I like it. I've been watching it.
Yeah.
I've been keeping up with it. I think it's pretty awesome, Well, I guess they'd call it science fiction, but it seems to me Hollywood always puts something out there that's really happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
like
they've received a channeled script or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
Pretty interesting stuff, but yeah, I like the show. I mean, I've watched it, and I'm curious to see how the boy does. Like you said, when the plane disappeared, there wasn't the treatments that are available for leukemia that there are now. I'm curious about the aging thing too. There was no aging process.
Right.
So is this marker also has something to do with that? Will any of them age now that they're back?
Right. I mean, that'll be really sad if that little guy never gets to grow up. He's already, like, pissed off that his best friend is
his twin.
His twin, and his twin, his best friend is now dating his sister or whatever, and he's a little boy. He's still a little boy. And so it's like, that would be plus then the husband and wife, you know what I mean? Like, so the husband won't ever get older, but the wife will keep getting older. There was a movie about that before. The woman, I think it was a woman, and she never aged. And so she just she avoided all relationships because of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she would keep on losing them, and then I think she fell in love or something like that. But anyhow, I can't remember what it was.
I remember it was a movie.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the movie it was. But yeah, she never aged. But I'm curious about that because I'm like, are they going to go that way in the writing because they didn't age, and to them it was only. They were only missing for, whatever the flight, the turbulence was, 10 minutes, not even that.
Right, which is they weren't even missing at all. You know what I mean? Like, to them, they weren't missing at all. They were gone for the length of the flight. They were apart from their, it was just a flight. And, so, that's what
I was talking about it the other night. I was thinking about that. I'm like, will they start to age now that will there be rapid aging because it'll be accelerated, or will we not see them aging at all, or is it just going to be normal aging now that they're back? That really struck me the other night. So. And
the thing is that because it's a real time, it's not like a. So it would take us forever to figure that out, right?
Yeah.
It would take us at least a couple of years for that to become apparent. At least a year. The little guy would be a good measure of it, though, right? If he starts to not grow. But they're going to have a problem. They would have a problem with that because that keeps the same actor. He's a little guy. He's going to grow. I mean, look at the little guy on The Walking Dead. You know what I mean? Over summer he shoots up an extra foot, you know what I mean? And suddenly comes back with a deep voice and taller than his dad, and so when you're dealing with live actors like that, you kind of have a real problem on your hands if you're dealing with that kind of a scenario. It'll be. And I wonder if anybody on the plane would have been pregnant at the time, you know what I mean? And then what anomaly would or wouldn't be with any baby that they give birth to, like that kind of stuff, eh?
Yeah, that's curious. They are starting to slowly introduce the people that were on the plane, each character and, that kind of thing. So that's pretty interesting. All having the telepathic communication, the same telepathic communication.
That's what's scary to me, because that's what suggests to me that there's, some kind of control being held over them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
like intervention, yep.
And it could be good or bad depending upon the puppet master, right?
Right.
So far it's been good, right?
Well, I even thought of a couple of scenarios of maybe they were sent, they were taken and made to be sent back to change all these things, to change the cancer, with the doctor and to change all of that. So they were chosen just like time travelers, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They've been sent back from the future. I don't know. It's really, it could go in so many different directions. It's
I know.
written.
And assuming like that it stays on, like the tragedy's going to be if it doesn't catch on, and then we never really get a full fleshing of the story.
That'll piss me off because they did that with Heroes, and I like that show, and they did that with a couple other shows that I was like really into, and I'm like, it was a great show. It had great ratings. Why did it get, canned?
I'm usually feel like the kiss of death to a series. Like if I become really, really into it, besides like the one Under the Dome and things like this were ones, like I would have liked those shows to carry on. And there's been so many other ones. The guy, Kiefer Sutherland, what was that one? It was sort of like The Sixth Sense, but it was like dealing with the string theory. 10 minutes little boy, blah, 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 and I can't remember what it was called anymore, but like that, no, not 24. That one, that was a whole different ballgame. Really talking about the woo-woo type of shows that are bringing in paranormal or metaphysical type of mysteries into the story.
Yeah.
I like that.
I do too, and I like some of the darker, some of them are scary, but I like some of the darker, The Handmaid's Tale, and some of those are just like, I can't wait for the next season of that to come out. I'm like totally enthralled with that.
I know she had her way to escape with the baby and everything, and she sent the baby on its way and went back. So that was the end of last season, eh?
I'm really confused about that. I mean, I understand, but I don't. It's almost like, is it Stockholm Syndrome, or is it for her, after all those people,
No. Yeah, she couldn't leave them, and really, the show would have to end.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, theoretically, they could have sent. It's just that she's amazing as the actress, right? As the lead actress for that.
Yeah.
She's really quite amazing, whoever that woman is, and but they could have sent. She got away and now introduced the next, main character kind of thing and carry the story on. But I understand them wanting to keep her. And
well, it's like I know the Baroness helped her get away, or let her go.
Yeah, that's right.
The baby. So is she going to help bring her back and say that the baby was kidnapped, or what are they going to do? How are they going to explain the loss of the baby? So that's another show I'm pretty enthralled with.
Yeah, it's crazy. So anyway, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. Most interesting. I don't know when it's supposed to start, but Walking Dead started up again on Sunday, and
I was disappointed. I'm not gonna lie, I was disappointed.
Well, I wasn't as disappointed. They are sending Rick away, and there will be a lot of people that will be happy about that, actually. There have been people that have wanted him gone off the show a long time. Now, I don't think they're going to kill him off, though. So I still wonder if down the road, a few years from now, they're not going to be some kind of a merger of the two, like the Fear the Walking Dead and the Walking Dead.
Well, I heard they were actually going to do origins, they were going to pick out key characters and have spin-offs about, how they came to be in the group, how they all, what they did before the group became one, and that kind of stuff. But I don't know how true that is. You hear those rumors. Now, I did hear they're bringing Shane back this season. I don't know if they're going to be doing that in flashbacks or how they're going to successfully bring him back. But it's confirmed that he's coming back this season.
Wow.
So I'm wondering if he doesn't have something to do with Rick's demise.
Huh.
But they showed him as one of the Walking Dead. He's one of the walkers.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they would bring him back unless it has something to do with yeah, like flashbacks or something like that.
So maybe Rick's gonna keep go crazy, keeping on remembering killing him or something, and but I think like everybody's just gonna lose. It seems everyone's gonna be losing. It seems like that he's gonna become an outcast, and he's gonna be rejected from the group and sent away, basically. You know?
Something,
and I don't know if Michonne. I hope Michonne doesn't go with him because I like her on the show.
Yeah, I like her character a lot.
Yeah. And everybody's all disappointed because what's her name? Carol is going to get with the king now instead of with what's his name?
With Daryl.
With Daryl. Because everybody wants Carol and Daryl. You know, ever since way back they wanted Carol and Daryl to be. So anyway, enough of that. Now there's a 630 and a 630 and a 360, and I think that's Dan and Amy. And so if that's the case, they're probably just listening. Mary Margaret, are you just listening? And I'm just trying to get a feel for. Okay, just listening. So everybody's just listening, I think. If anybody that's on the phone wants to talk with Kathleen, then push your one button and say hello. Otherwise, I'm going to assume you're just listening. I think Dan is working.
This is Amy. I'll take a reading for the sake of the show.
Oh, for the sake of the show.
You don't really have to take one for the sake of the show, but if you have a question you want to ask Amy, I'll do the best I can tonight. I do have a little bit of a headache. I mentioned that at the beginning. And
all right, hold on. I just have to get situated.
Okay, good. You do that. Park yourself. I'll mute you. Let's take a song break, and then we'll come back and we'll do that. Okay? How's that?
Sounds perfect.
Okay.
Give me time to get something to drink.
Awesome. Get me one too.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And so let's see. Let us get here. Let's do this. Oh, that's not the one.
Are you looking for a place to meet like-minded people? Are you a metaphysical practitioner, psychic, medium, or healer, or all of the above? We've got a place for you. IntuiTalks.com. Join for free, listen to spiritual radio shows, get a free website, watch and participate in classes, and so much more. Join the old spirituals all on the One Roof Network, www.IntuiTalks.com.
All right. So we're back. Welcome back. Quick shout out. Amy's not in the chat room, so she can't see whatever you're typing to her. Just so you know, Kathleen was just saying in the chat room that she has her cards. So Christy, the CJ is there. Diane, how are you? Kathleen, of course, is our guest. Marie is here. Mary Margaret, hi Rachel in Australia, how are you doing? And Amy on the phone, and I think Dan the man on the phone. Listening in. So welcome everybody. Thank you for coming, and let's go get the woman of the hour, Kathleen.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for the break.
No problem. So Amy, if you're ready, press 1, okay, and bring yourself. Oh, she wants you to do.
Okay.
Hello,
yeah,
Amy.
Hello. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good.
Good, Amy. How are you? How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing. My life is very, very hard right now. It's all going good, but it's very hard right now. So.
Yeah, and then is any of your family or friends affected by this hurricane in Florida? I know you have quite a few connections there.
Well, yeah, a couple people are, yeah.
It's pretty devastating from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, actually, I've got that town that got totally wiped out. My friend's family lives there, and he hasn't been able to get in touch with them, but I'm pretty sure they evacuated. And then it went inland and hit this little town that another friend of mine's from. But somehow the part where we go, which was just like a couple miles down the road, was not impacted. So,
wow.
It's just weird. Hurricanes are so weird. But then, North Carolina's still a mess. In fact, it's what am I trying to say here? I'm trying to get on. I couldn't remember how to spell IntuiTalks. North Carolina's been overrun by frogs. So good thing I don't live in North Carolina, because I would have to, I don't know what I would do. They're just like flying all over the place.
Yeah, and I heard that it's still considered a hurricane and it's inland.
That's correct.
That it's still, and it's hitting Georgia pretty hard, and
yeah, but it hit is a very small hurricane, but it hit as Cat 4. So 150 mile an hour sustained winds.
Yeah, the storm surge looks pretty bad too. I saw Fort St. Joe got hit pretty hard. Yeah, so I'm very sorry to hear that, because I know you're very connected to Florida, even if you don't know people in that area. I know you're very connected.
Yeah, I am very connected. I was like crying. Hurricanes make me cry.
Yeah. They're so devastating.
Crying all day. Yeah, they're so devastating, and I was like, one of these days, Florida's gonna fall into the ocean. There will be no more Florida. Going to fall into the ocean.
I'm pretty, I'm pretty confident in Mother Nature righting herself, but as of late, I've been very nervous about it. I don't want to, predict or be one of those fearmongers, because I think Mother Nature always rights herself, but it's pretty devastating, just the fires, the hurricanes, the tornadoes, the, earthquakes, everything that's been going on this last year. It's like, holy cow.
Yeah. Not to mention,
take for us to notice.
Not to mention the human unrest, like everything. The land that unrest and the people are batshit crazy. It's just very difficult. It's it's exhausting.
It is exhausting, and it's hard to keep a high vibration. I really, I don't ever remember being at a time in my life, and I was just, have had so many bouts of depression as well. So, it's kind of weird. It's pretty.
Yeah, I've had to step
interesting.
away from a lot of people because they're so freaking filthy. I'm hanging on by the skin of my teeth. And, and you're going to tell me some scary story. It's like, go fuck yourself. I'm sorry, I didn't say that. And, it's like, just either, be part of the solution. Don't just, don't just spread more fear. So I've had to cut myself off from a good number of people because they're just addicted.
Yeah, I agree. And I think sometimes that's what brings the healthy back around, though, is when people are like, they stand up and say something like that, be a part of the solution, don't be a part of the complaints of it and stuff like that. But I do have great faith that this is the storm before the calm rather than the calm before the storm, but it was pretty devastating. I mean, this is the second. I know it's hurricane season, but pretty devastating, both of them. And I know how connected you are to Florida, just as a whole part of the landscape.
And the ocean in general. But
yeah.
So anyway, that's really my.
So I have my cards. I don't know if you'd like me to pull a card for you.
Yeah, just pull some cards because I'm fine. I'm like emotionally. I'm fine. It's just my life is just incredibly difficult right now. So it's making it really
your
hard.
Your vibration as a whole, when I connect with your energy right now, is actually pretty good. So I feel like you're pretty grounded. I don't feel the people around you are grounded right now. If that makes sense. When I connect to your energy as a whole, you seem pretty grounded and pretty, pretty confident. Like I'm not feeling a lower vibration, like when you're feeling ill or down. I just feel like it's more like your environment, the environment around you or the people around you that you're dealing with that seems to be, having that doubt creep in. I don't think it's yours. I think it's other people.
No, it's other people's, and it just it exhausts me. It frustrates me, and it more than exhausts me. I just cannot. I can't be a part of it. So, like, I have this little spiritual community here, but all they want to do is go march for shit, and it's like just stop being so fear-based. It's like I get change, and we need a whole bunch of social change. But they'll be part of the change. Stop whining and bitching and because, like I said, because I have so much going on. I'm in horrible economic straits. So I had to start driving Uber. And I've got it all set up. I've done a little window of time where I can drive a higher class of, no drunks and no serial killers and stuff like that. And then it's mostly just I'm in a horrible financial bind that I have to dig myself out of. Because my mother's assisted living is $3,000 a month, and I have to pay that on top of all my expenses. And then I had a couple of extra expenses and it just sent me into economic ruin, and I'm really, really bad at being poor. So I just had to go out and get more money. I guess that's it. I mean, I guess that's it. I guess that's what, I mean, see what the card test said, but,
right.
see what the card test is saying.
Well, the card I pulled for you, it's funny that you mentioned, you know, money and that kind of stuff, because I actually pulled the Queen of Pentacles for you. And the Queen of Pentacles is always about fertility and growth. And fertility, people always, you know, immediately go to the thought process of pregnancy or growth in a family and that kind of stuff, which usually is true. But when with you, like I said, I connected with your energy. It seems to be very grounded right now. I think this is more about the abundance of life and moving on to greener pastures, having more money again, having vibrant, you know, I see vibrant flowers all around you with it. You know, I feel that because you're such an earth-type person, like you're connected to the ocean, you're connected to nature and the strengths of that. You're also very nurturing and generous. So this shows me that you reap the rewards of that. So that shows that we're going to have a time of abundance coming in. We're going to have security, financial security. We're going to see more money being put in our pockets rather than going out. So right now, I feel like you're in that transitional energy where you feel you have more going out than coming in, but I feel that's going to change relatively soon, because the Queen of Pentacles always means abundance. It's also a very, very strong card of science, and I've been telling people, you know, I've said for the last couple of years, I really feel like this amazing energy of the female embodiment, you know, where we're seeing more female women CEOs, more women entrepreneurs, more women directors, more women nonprofit organizations. There's all this amazing stuff going on with this strong female embodiment. Now, the strong female embodiment has to have that balance with male and female, and the Queen of Pentacles always brings me that balance. So I really feel you've got some really good stuff coming up. I do think the next few months are going to be a little rough. It looks to me like you're just very soul tired this next couple months, and that usually means that we're just trying to burn the candle at both ends to, you know, like rob Peter to pay Paul and everything, but we get out of that right after the first of the year. So look for December. There'll be a lot of changes, some emotional, unloading some emotional baggage, but then the first of the year I'm seeing like this abundance and money coming in, and I really feel like some of the relationships that you let go of, it's not that they won't come back, it's just that you've outgrown them for the time being. And either they'll catch up or they won't, like you said, you know, be part of the solution rather than the complaining about it and that kind of stuff. But I really feel that you're part of the solution. So I think you're reintroducing yourself to yourself. So, and you know, when we have more money, we tend to not pay attention to ourselves as much as we do when we don't. I know that sounds really odd, but I see a lot of abundance and fertility, and I see you like visibly relaxed, and I see you just being in a really good place right after the first of the year. Your shoulders are relaxed, your face is relaxed, you seem just really calm.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
As far
but
as
this is going to sound really weird, but I see like this image, and I don't know what it means, so I'm not sure if it's, you know, like when I see spirit, they'll show me images that are like photographs in my head. And I see this image, I don't know how to describe it. It almost looks like a little head and then female shoulders, and then it has like almost like a letter opener shape. Does that make sense? it's not sharp or like a blade or anything like that, but that's the shape, like the symbol. And right where the female spirit would be, I see this hole, you know, like this round hole, and then I see like this beautiful filigree on, like the point goes to this beautiful filigree that looks like a skeleton key would fit into it. It's really a fascinating symbol, but I have no idea what it means. So I don't know if that's a brooch or a symbol that means something to you, and it doesn't, all I do is I see the picture of it. It almost looks like an antique picture, like a postcard.
Right,
but
I got it.
I wonder if I could, like, draw it and send it to, you know, send you a picture of it. I'll try to do that because it's very vivid, but it doesn't make any sense to me, and I don't know if that is something that's familiar to you. Because I'm not good at drawing, so.
Yeah, no, I got a basic. The basic gist of it, and it kind of means a couple of things. You know, a couple of things came to mind as you said different things. But that's good. Yeah, so that's kind of exactly what I thought. I mean, I'm not. One thing about me is that
sorry. Some unavoidable sound on my computer from somewhere.
I'm like, is that a train?
Yeah, it's not the light at the end of the tunnel. It's a fracking train.
I'm like, oh no. I'm really horrible at drawing, but I'm going to send this to you by messenger so you get a little bit more of an idea. It's just antique. It's beautiful. I'm almost wondering if this isn't like an angel type thing. I mean, obviously, if you know, when you see the picture, think of it as, you know, being, you know, like antique, like a gray, like it's made out of metal or something like that. But like I said, I don't think it's a letter opener or something like that. So it's pretty fascinating because it's very, very vivid. And it's been a long time since I've seen something like vivid like that. So my drawing sucks. But maybe it'll give you an idea.
Gist of it. Well, that's good. I mean, it all seems, what would I say? Not promising. It's all about. I mean, I know it's going to work. I mean, I'm not. I mean, it's all going to be fine. It's all going to be fine. It's always
really
fine. It's really exhausting, and I feel very what would the word be? Isolated, because I can't share any of this with people without them getting all scared. You know, like what are you going to do? And it's like I'm just gonna keep going. You know, like shut up. Like, you know, you think that was helpful? Like, you know, so. So I feel kind of
isolated.
I feel kind of isolated. I feel like I don't have safety net because I'm in a zone that most people wouldn't even be able to operate in.
Right. And well, you know, and it's just, you know, some people, they just don't understand that it's kind of like you know that your path will, you know, you'll always land on your feet, but people, you know, they think that, oh, what are you going to do? I can't imagine being that. Well, they would do the same thing. You know, you get in that position and you just, sometimes you have to say, I just don't have time for everybody else's shit. I have to take care of my own.
Right, and people ask me like the stupidest stuff. Are you gonna do? Are you gonna move? Whatever. It's like
Right.
I can't even answer them. It's like if you're asking me that, or if you're saying that, you're too stupid to even deserve an answer.
Yeah.
So,
well, this is a really good card. It does show me,
but it's just it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, and the card does show, the Queen of Pentacles actually does show, like I said, reintroduction to yourself. It's a knowing and feeling like you're back in control of yourself.
I went on antidepressants because I was suffering from clinical depression, and I have been for several years. I just didn't know because I just thought, oh, you should be depressed because like a whole bunch of shitty things just happened.
Right. Well, and it was amazing how much of a difference it can make.
My range of motion.
Right. For sure. I mean, you definitely feel much more grounded to me.
Yeah.
And when I connect with your energy, I just feel like you have your yourself back. And it's going to take, considering everything that you've dealt with the last, but even if we say the last 10 years, who wouldn't be clinically depressed? And that's where people they don't understand. And some of them are depressed themselves. They just self-medicate. And sometimes self-medication isn't necessarily drinking or drugs. Sometimes it's, other things that they do to keep their mind off of it. Yeah.
And habits and mindsets and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
It looks good. I think that, like I said, I think the next couple months are still a little transformation type months, where we see a lot of you coming back into a pretty good part of, where money gets better. It looks like late December to me, and I think I saw that in the last reading we did. We saw December there was going to be a change in energy for you then, but going into the first of the year, I definitely, I see your shoulders going from being really tight. Yeah,
it's a pretty serious one. And then I have some other issues that are just whatever. They're just big and they need to be
addressed.
Dealt with smack on. But yeah, December sounds good. It's just December's just around the corner anyway.
Yeah, so it's amazing how fast things can chug along when you're on the right path, even though sometimes being on the right path doesn't always, everybody expects it to be, and you know this because of your intuitive abilities as well. Everybody expects when you're on the right path for it to be smooth sailing. There's not going to be any speed bumps. We're in the right place at the right time, but sometimes it's the transitional energy where we do have the speed bumps. We're going over the rough road. We know we're on the right path. It's the quickest route. We just have to drive around the potholes and get through the speed bumps and that kind of stuff. But you're on the right road, and I really feel like this is a great card for you. It shows me that. I'm really curious about that symbol. The symbol is really, I see like dollar signs around it too, but nothing like the symbol itself. And I sent you a drawing. It almost looks like an angel to me. But like in
that kind of makes sense. That's some kind of like something not of what am I trying to say? Something not.
It's almost like the female.
This world because I'm not finding much support in
the physical world.
in the physical world right now because I'm just not.
It's just kind of amazing because to me, you know, when I keep seeing the symbol, I wish that I could take the images that Spirit shows me and put it on a Polaroid so I could really, you know, or at least have some artistic ability, but I have absolutely none. And you'll be able to see that when you see it. You know, I sent it to you on in a message. So it's, you know, it's kind of crazy to me because it like I feel like this angelic, you know, like where the
I see
the top is, and then I see the, you know,
it does look like an angel. Definitely.
Yeah, like the female embodiment, and then, you know, it tapers down. This is all, and then there's filigree at the bottom and a keyhole. So I don't know if this is the key to the future and that you're being guided or what it means, because it's actually, it looks like you know, it doesn't look like a bean. It looks like an actual physical, like something you could hold. Like, you know, if you found this at an antique store, I don't know how to explain it. It looks like it's solid in the picture, but I really get the feeling of angel because of the way the head is, and there's like those wings, and then it tapers down, and then we see I feel the whole, you know, it shows the female embodiment or the giver of life, and then that's the energy I feel from it. And then the filigree and the keyhole at the bottom kind of, you know, I mean, it sounds, I guess, anybody who's listening to this probably thinks it sounds pornographic, but I think the keyhole shows me that we're about to open something that really puts you in this amazing, amazing place. It's a very vivid picture. I really wish I could draw better.
Yeah.
So you could,
I mean, just the visualization of it, first of all, it looks like what I imagined it to look, and while I can't really wrap words around it, it is meaningful.
It's really, I just really get the sense of something that, you know, is, I don't know, it's just really beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, it just feels beautiful, but it also feels heavy, like it has substance to it.
Right. So, I mean, right, so that it has, so it's not like ethereal. It's
right.
It's solid.
Yeah. So, and then with the,
something like that.
Yeah, and then with the Queen of Pentacles, you know, I really feel like that just shows me that money, you're coming into in a time of abundance, you're coming into, and abundance can be many things. And when we see the fertility, you know, fertility sometimes can be letting go, but literally after I see the calendar flip over and the new calendar's open, so that tells me the first of the year, I see your shoulders going from being up high, like you're shrugging your shoulders, to you like them visibly relaxing. I see your face, this beautiful, you know, relaxation comes over your face. I see some age passing, so it looks to me like you look a little bit younger. You feel I feel the exhale of breath. So I think that's relief. I think we're letting go of something, or something comes in about that time where you just know that all this struggle was to bring you to this point. So I don't know if that's a raise or coming into money or something like that, but I really feel after the first of the year, you're not, you know, financially things will be a lot better because I just see you coming into a time of abundance. So
I think I'll just be able to get, because I mean, I think I'll just be able to free up. I think I'll just be able to free up the money that already that's already at my disposal.
okay.
But anyway, so good. Good. That was helpful.
Well, I'm very glad to feel you so anchored and grounded, because I think that you've helped so many people. It's nice to feel feel that you might not feel that yet, but I absolutely feel that your feet are firmly planted.
No, I do feel. I can't quite describe. I can't quite describe it, but I get what you're saying. It's like sustainability or something. I can't quite. I don't have the exact right word for it, but it's helpful. Anytime you have to go through something, you go through it for yourself, but you also go through it for others. And I've had a couple of instances where I've truly been able to help some people who've come into my life unexpectedly by just being a power of example. And I was able to help myself instead of lapsing into victim mode, and I was able to just go into solution mode, which is a powerful example to other people as well. So I get what you're saying, but right now it's I don't know. Right now it's a little bit. It's a little bit hard. It's not uncertain. I don't feel uncertainty or it's just hard, and it's time consuming.
Yeah. Well, and feeling isolated sometimes makes us become, as much as we're all right with ourselves, you have to be right with yourself to be right in any relationship, and that's any relationship, like work, parents, kids, any kind of relationship. So I think that, when I say I feel like this reintroduction to yourself, I think you're finding yourself again. Not that you were lost. It's just that
I had lost myself to a large extent.
And other people.
So much got taken away from me. So much got taken away from me, and I had to kind of, relocate to a place that so out of my comfort zone.
Yeah. I still feel that you'll move from Chicago, but I think that's going to come a little later, because I think that you're on this journey for a reason. Obviously, everybody is, but I really wish I could get it. I need to maybe research that symbol and try to see if I can find it somewhere.
And see if it
very bold. This is the time where Renee could probably do, play for a little bit more Shelby, who does some artwork, just because like I said, I don't have any. I'm like, I've got to be the only psychic that is given symbols and can't draw a stick figure. You know what I mean? It's like
I'm really bad. I can't even draw a straight line myself. I'm like so pathetic on anything art.
Yeah. But I have a very, very distinct way of seeing things, like photographs. Like, I really wish I could, if there was just some way I could get when I do get very vivid pictures like that. I get very vivid pictures of, people, when spirit comes in, it's like they show me this photo album. But when it comes to symbols like that, I don't get that very often. So to me, that's very, and it does remind me of an angel the way it kind of looks. But, like when I say letter opener, you know how
it looks like, even though it doesn't look like a phoenix, like the bird, it looks like kind of rising up. It seems to be rising.
Oh, that's possible. Maybe that's right, because the key and the filigree or whatever, I don't know if it's called filigree, but it looks like what filigree would look like, that you would put, you know, the keyhole, maybe that's what it's about. Maybe you've unlocked that and we're seeing it, you know, I feel it's just very, I never thought about doing it reverse from the bottom up, but you're right, that could very well be what we're trying to say.
I mean, the things that I'm dealing with right now, I have to rise above them. So that's speaking to me that it's like rising above. But I think there's other
pretty
people
amazing.
who, so.
You got cut off.
What?
All I heard you say is there's other people.
I think there's other people that want to read in. I think Jackie won.
Okay. Well, why didn't they call earlier? Let me see.
Well, Amy, it was really good to talk to you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. That was helpful.
Okay. Thanks, Amy. I better refresh my thing because it looks frozen because I don't notice anybody new on the. This is like the 4th or 5th time I had to refresh my stupid page.
Yeah, I think it's Jackie. She just said that she had an interview today. She thinks it went well, and she doesn't want to tie up your phone line with her continuous tale. And then she said, "No, I'm good, thank you." But I'm glad she had a good interview today.
Yeah, that's good. Because I think that let's let the universe tell us in a phone call from them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a hard thing. You know, I had an interview, or we used to have someone that would be all the time, every time would be but not to my show, because after a few times of that BS, I told her and she never called my show again. But it'd be either I had 3 dates, this guy, that guy, another guy. Which guy's the guy? And then the psychic would say, it's the second guy. The second guy? Why isn't it the first guy? It's I want to punch a wall when I hear that person. And, you know, or else I had 3 interviews, blah, blah, blah. Which one will I get? This one feels better. Well, I don't really want that job. As if the psychic is going to, let me put in an order for you then. Let me, psychically go in and change all of this. And, it drove me crazy, that person. I'm not commenting about you, Jackie, but, it just made me remember this person would always, what she would say to you, I had more than one of whatever, and then which one, and then the psychic would answer them, and then they'd be combative with that's not the one I want. Well, then don't go. Why are you going to an interview for one you don't want then? And then if you're gonna get all mad at the psychic because they tell you that's the one, don't ask the question then, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said, Jackie, that's why I said to Jackie, let's just let the universe tell her by a phone call. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm glad the interview went well, and I hope it all works out for her in her favor for sure.
Yeah. But Jackie wouldn't be the one that would be calling and going, I don't want that.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Why did you go on a fucking date with that one then if you don't oh my God, people drive me crazy. They make me go insane sometimes, you know. And so anyway, so I don't really
people do that where I've described this person right down to what they're wearing. Everything, and then they're like, oh no, I just, I didn't think that blah blah blah, and I'm like, well, you just passed up an opportunity. I don't know what to tell you. You have free will, so we all have that. But Jackie, I hope you get the job. We're not talking about you, so that's really I'm very glad you had a good interview today. I'm glad you feel good about it.
Yes. Good. Okay, well, so I don't think that there's anybody else. And so...
Amy's so kind to me. She always calls in to get a reading, and she's always
for the sake of the show.
For
the sake of the show. For the sake of the show. Anything for the show. Save the show. Whatever you do, save the show. We gotta save the show.
I love coming to this show, even if it's only for an hour, and just connecting with the energy. So, of course you can say something, Mary Margaret. Hi, Carol.
Hi, Carol. What do you want? Hello.
I just wanted to know if you would want to do an EVP session Friday.
But I have a guest on Friday.
Oh, well, what about afternoon?
We'll see. If we go late, then probably no. But if we go, if we end early, then maybe. What do you mean? I don't want to really do it on the air though, because it's too hard for me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's because it gives dead air. It gives dead air on the other end of it. It's just a stupid thing. And then there's, you know what I mean? And then I usually wind up having this terrible, the interference between the unit and if it gets too close to my microphone, and so then it causes this extra crazy bad noise. So it's not good on live on the air to do, but I mean, I can do one anytime then, you know what I mean? So I mean, keeping in mind if it doesn't have to be on the show, then figure it out.
We can do it when you're not recording or live on the show then, and I'll hear it, you mean, or you can't do it that way?
No, I mean, I'll do it, I can do it, but not on the show. And then if I want it to be uploaded or something, then they can hear it. But it just doesn't work. Your sound is really bad, Mary Margaret. What did you say?
What if we did a group Skype?
I don't know what you just said. You're all muffly, right? Did you hear what she said? Kathleen?
I didn't. No, I was trying to decipher it. Can you type it in the...
Yeah, just type it. It's kind of muffly sound. Group Skype. Well, why would it have to be a group? What do you mean group? Who do you want? I don't understand the need for a group. Who do you want there? Okay, let me ask you. Who do you want there? That's the question. Okay. Oh, is that Kathleen you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay, is there a purpose, though? I'm just trying to figure out what we're doing. That's all.
It's the year anniversary of her friend's passing.
Right. But, an EVP is completely separate from a mediumship deal, right?
Yeah.
So, it would make more sense to me if you're the one that wants to get it, that I'll get onto a Skype call with you. You can ask the questions. We'll do the EVP, and then I'll send you the audio file, right? That's the best way. And then if you want to share,
that's the way she should do it. Then I just told her, I'm like, oh, that'd be cool to hear and
well, if you want to hear it, everyone can listen to it. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I just can't do it live on. It just is too much. It's too much squelch. That's the word, squelch. It causes squelch with my microphone because it's such a powerful microphone on the recording unit, and anytime I've tried it, it drives me crazy. So it's better to just do it off air and then send the audio file to whoever wants the EVP. You know what I mean?
Very cool.
And I think that you also hear it better than you guys would hear it on the show. I don't think that it comes through onto the show nearly as good as if you had the file yourself. So, I mean, if you want, we can send you a copy. I mean, if you want to be on the call and you're around and everybody's there at the same, then we can do that, Kathleen. You know what I mean? But like, if you just want to hear it after, then we can send you the audio file as well on Skype. You know what I mean? And you can
that's fine. I would love for Mary Margaret to have, that opportunity. So yeah, you can just send it to me. I don't have to be there at the time. I just wanted to. I didn't know if she didn't have a show, and she said, she'd like to do that. I'm like, that's cool. That kind of stuff. I'm into that kind of stuff. So yeah.
So just get with me, and we'll try and. Yeah. So just get with me, and we'll try and work out a time. Okay, Mary Margaret. Okay, Chris.
So just let me know what time, Chris. Yes, ma'am.
Well, give me a couple of times when, can we do that off air? Just send me a message and, we can try and arrange a time that's mutually works for both of us. You know what I mean? Mutually agreeable, and then we can figure it out from there. Okay, so let's let Kathleen go nurse her headache, and we're off tomorrow and we're back, so maybe sometime tomorrow we could find some time to do it. And then Friday Selva is here, and Saturday we're off as well. So Thursday or Saturday maybe might be good. We'll try and find a time during then that would be reasonable. But you have to create some questions, and so you create the questions and try and make them so that they're not like yes and no answers, like not those kind of questions. Try to make them answer like what was your nickname, or what color was your favorite color, or what. It's hilarious because when I did an EVP recently for somebody, and I was like, just did it alone. I just did it alone. They weren't even with me. You know what I mean? Like, I just did it alone. And so I'm there, and I'm just like, so I wasn't even really all that prepared. I'm like, okay, like, what color vehicle did you drive? And then I heard the word green, and I'm all like, there's no way that this guy drove a green vehicle, right? And so anyways, I'm sharing the EVP with the person, and Buddy had a green truck. You know what I mean? And I was all like, I heard green, there's no way this guy has a green vehicle. You know what I mean? And Buddy has a green truck, and or had a green truck. And so anyway, interesting times. So we'll figure that out, and we'll figure out some questions to ask Mary Margaret, and then write to me, and we'll try and schedule a good time for us, okay? Other than that, we're good to go. You guys can get a hold of Kathleen and get reasonable office hours at 330-554-8202. Shoot her an email at KathleenMooreReading@gmail.com, or head on over to her website to also check out what all Kathleen does, and that's at www.KathleenMoorePsychicMedium.com, or just Google her, for crying out loud, and you'll find all of the links to all of the places, including her 1-900, no, I'm kidding, including her phone sex business. I'm just kidding. Totally kidding. So,
great, thanks for that.
All of a sudden, they're
just gave my number, and now the kind of calls I'm going to get.
Well, you might make a lot of money. I'll take a cut. You know what I mean? But anyway, don't worry, nobody listens to this show.
Disagree with that, but
well, I mean,
we'll let you know.
The people that are here listen, but so anyway. Okay, everybody, so we'll see you back here on Friday with Selva. Thanks so much, Kathleen. I hope your headache feels better soon.
And I hope you feel better soon as well.
I hope I
feel
so better too. And so thank you. And then once we finish the DVP or something, we'll shoot you a copy of it. Okay?
Wonderful. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Take good care, everyone. Have a great rest of the night. We'll see you back Friday.